Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to my third channel mobile game video. Today I'm checking out some more Mini Metro. I've been playing this a lot since my last video on the game and I've been really enjoying it. In fact, so much so that I figured I would give the daily challenge a go. Something kind of interesting this game does, I like it as a way to engage you, is every single day there's a brand new challenge that everyone gets to attempt, I believe just the one time, or at least one time for a score, and you get to see how you measure up against the world. As you can see, people are carrying over 4,000 passengers. That's insane if you don't play this game. Let's just say that's a lot of passengers. And today I wanted to see how well we can do and compete in this challenge to see where exactly we stack up in the world and if it's good where we stack up. This does not look like Paris, by the way. This looks like, I could be wrong. Maybe because it's 1937 Paris, it said. But this looks like a desert, and I don't think Paris is a desert based on my experience in visiting. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see how exactly we can stack up against the world. I think anything where you can measure yourself directly against everyone and like seeing yourself against a lot of things is always going to be a lot of fun, and that's why today I want to see how well we can do on this one, just to see where we stack rank ourselves. Again, I think it's a surprisingly important part. Maybe it's like a male psychology thing, maybe it's everyone, but to see how you compare against other people is a super useful trait, just because it helps you understand a lot of things, but actually not. Let's put this on a separate line. Let's just go ahead and do that now. I think comparing yourself against other people helps you work out, where to improve, how to improve, etc. And I sometimes even think that most of the best things that we've done as a civilization are just about us trying to one-up each other. Like, oh, you did that? Well, I bet we can totally do different. Because one of the things, this is, by the way, the last video you're going to see from my Airbnb here in Turkey. So enjoy these pictures that are stock pictures. I'm staying, by the way, in one of these Airbnbs that's like a business where it's just a whole building full of Airbnbs that are like, oh, I totally live for my off time. But like, I could show you some wacky stuff. I mean, it's a mobile game video, but the Mini Metro starts real slow. There's stuff like, I've got a flower pot just behind me that's glued to a table. I've got this very generic art over here, as you can see. Like, I imagine I've looked into another building and they look very much the same. It's super interesting, the business of this stuff. But to remove that little thing, I've been in Turkey for the last week is my point that I was trying to raise there before I got distracted. And one of the results of being in Turkey over the past week is I've noticed a lot more here, but maybe this is just a different worldview to me, that there are lots of businesses doing stuff that's like, yeah, that might have been a successful idea like 50 years ago, but you're still doing it now, huh? It's just a normal restaurant, nothing special, going on here. And again, maybe this is just like sometimes you go to, like, when I've been to Japan a few times, it's like, this is something everyone has where it's like, this is super futuristic. I love this. Why isn't this a thing where I'm at? I guess we'll go with a carriage for now. We'll work it out. The first while of this game should be pretty easy. In fact, we'll even speed it up and just get things going here. But everyone has that culture shock where you go to Japan, you're like, oh, things are really good here. Like, it's so futuristic, and it's just like, yeah, there's different ways of doing things, and the only way things get better are when people, someone else does the better thing, and then you're like, huh, what's going wrong? What are they doing? And then someone like tries to copy the idea, etc., etc. I've always thought that just like seeing other people doing ideas is sometimes just the very thing that makes us better. Also, right now things are kind of rough. Like, we don't have the perfect layout we want. There's a lot of triangles very close together, closer than perhaps we'd like. We can't make a full circle here without having two triangles close together. But besides that, things are going well right now. The Metro is surviving. We're going to make it through the week. No problems, although you can see there's a bit of a build-up happening every now and then on certain lines. So that is something I'm kind of packed about. But still, we're 100 passengers down. I want to get into the thousands, hopefully. I don't want to say too many thousands, but I want to ideally get to the top 10, which is 3,000 something. So let's see if we can do that, even though, again, that is an insane number that I really don't think we can do. Let's believe in ourselves. Sometimes believing in yourself is an essential thing. We can grab a line, just because we're probably going to need that at some point, I imagine. But yeah, so I sometimes feel like just looking at other people and the things they do is also, I think we can now make a full circle. Boom, look at that. And now we grab another little one of these. We throw it going the opposite way around the circle. That's a clever design trick, like always have trains going opposite ways around the loops if you can. Actually, I'm not even sure how like smart it is on the objective level, but it's something I'm doing regardless, so how about that? And then we're also gonna, this seems dumb, but I'm gonna move that circle off that line and put it on this one. Oh, and God, okay. things are disastrous. There are so many circles close together, which is a real problem. It doesn't sound like it's one, But if you look right here, you can see like, oh yeah, that is a real problem. Because, and the biggest reason is just because of the fact that if there's too many circles close together, people, you pick up the people from that station, you don't drop any off, and then you can't pick up people from the next station, and then things start to drown real fast, basically. So having 4 circles in a row right now, it's just not really doable. So instead what we do is we have 2 circles, and then we put this on its own, like, separate line, I guess, like that. Oh, no, not like that, like, like this. And then that's gonna have to just do for now. I guess we could also bring it to the square, just to keep things simple. But again, you have to make some counterintuitive choices to make a functioning metro, and sometimes it hurts, and that was an example of a time it hurt. But yeah, so I'm leaving Turkey tomorrow. It's kind of a scary thing flying to America, especially because of current things. I'm flying such a long roundabout way, so it's been in my mind a lot. Transport though, I'm really lucky, because I've been thinking, a lot of people have been saying during this whole thing, like, oh, I'm not going to feel safe to fly. I'm not going to feel safe to get on a plane until at least 2022, or whatever crazy things people say, in those veins. But it's stuff you hear a lot, right? Especially being me and being really big into my travel. So here is okay. Wait, actually, never mind. We things have been picked up. It's fine. We finally got a triangle that we need desperately, and things are looking vaguely good for us. We'll even put the triangle on this line here, so that way we can get people to square slightly faster, and that should help some stuff out. But yeah, like I was saying, so a lot of people have been saying stuff like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'll ever feel safe on a plane again. I've even seen YouTuber friends who are like, I really want to travel right now, but planes, they're just super unhygienic. And it's one of the things I've noticed about this recent time, as it relates to Mini Metro, so this is a high quality gameplay video, as you can see. But a lot of people have been feeling extra repulsed. I'd say our cleanliness levels have gone up a bunch in the past 6 months as a society in a lot of specific ways. Because, but not in reality ways and oh yeah, we need to think cleaner. And a lot of the concepts which are kind of necessary but we don't think of as necessary have kind of just fallen by the wayside. And that sounds like I'm just saying a bunch of nothing. Okay, I'm going to put this there, then I'm going to unhook it there, and I'm going to have the rail go back round. And I don't love that, actually. I think I'll just end it at the triangle. Actually, not. I'll just take both of those off. Take all of that off, and just put this there instead. Boom, I think we've got something going. And now we can even take that off there. Yeah, we got a functioning third line now. But yeah, something I think we've been doing more and more recently is hygiene fit, where it's let's just pretend we're, we're more hygienic. Even though there's actually particular hygiene measures that are most important with stopping the spread of COVID or whatever. People are like, okay, so what's terrifying? And one of the things that's at the top of the list for everyone is planes. And I'm not that upset for other people. Whatever. I guess not traveling. We're trying to reorganize. At the start at least, it was trying to reorganize society so that the least damage could be done while still minimizing the spread. Right? Okay, that's your end goal of this one. I don't know how to get this circle involved, by the way. I think we might have to do something ugly like that. I don't like that. Yeah, actually what we'll do is we'll just take that off and then put that at the end of this line. Boom. And now there's a lot of circles on that line. Maybe too many circles. Oh yeah, and there's another circle that wants to get on there as well. Which is ultimately always the peril in this game. You don't realize that all the circles... people don't go from circle to circle, which creates serious problems in the network. Problems which we'll hopefully get through just fine today. But so yeah, one of the things I've kind of noticed everyone is doing is again, let's call it hygiene fit, call it whatever you want to call it. But this idea of let's do things that feel good for us. And yeah, again, reorganizing society, removing certain things that are whatever, kind of get it on that level. But locomotive, line, interchange. I don't actually need the interchange. It might be useful though. We'll go over it anyway, just because I accidentally have made an interchange here at the center square. So let's just make it a mega interchange, and now it's never going to become a serious issue for me again. And also, let's start working on... I guess we just have 3 circles in a row, or we make a new line. Or we don't connect this circle up yet, we just keep temporarily taking it places, which is also a valid strategy. One of the pro tips for success in this game that barely makes sense in real life, but totally makes sense here, is just to make temporary lines and ferry people around. And you can even do that with the with the stations that aren't connected to your network. Again, it doesn't make sense, but it is a valuable tip if you want to do well here. So it's going to keep ferrying people from place to place, making sure that the stations that are most in danger stop being in that high danger, because you know what, that just seems smart if you ask me. So yeah, whenever there's a station like this one right here that is just dying, crying out for a triangle or whatever it is, we can stop that and we can get that death clock going back down, which is also useful, as you can see. And then yeah, we got a functioning network for the most part. No stations dying besides the one that I was literally just looking at. But if we ignore that, everything's going great right now. There we go, look, it's down. And then we look at this station, we connect it to a triangle, and it's down to not dying as well. Boom, look at that. Nailed it. I've got this under control for the most part. Again, we're going to have to continuously keep doing this on and off, which is maybe going to cause issues. But until then, things are good. Things are very good. So yeah, one of the things that I've noticed more and more in the real world is like people, oh no! Okay, is it too late to stop this? I don't know why, like, there's only like 6 people here, but like 2 of them are too dangerous. We have to, right now, cancel this line and connect this to the hospital immediately. And even then it's like, will the game, oh, okay. We should have died there, but we didn't. In fact, again, even our logic doesn't make sense. We spawned a train out of nowhere, and that train solved all the problems, but again, we don't criticize the game because the game works in our favor right now. And as we all know, that is what systems are basically meant for. You only criticize them when they're not working for you, you see. Oh, Christ. See, I am doing things correctly, right? Okay, so, everything is going just about okay right now. Again, I say just about very, very distinctly, because it looks like on this level, like just for fun, more and more stations are crowding super early at just 4 people on the platform instead of 6, which is too many. But yes, so something we've been doing more and more of recently is just this idea of like, what if we just like feel like things are safer? Because I mean, a lot of people, the logic makes sense. Like a lot of people are getting out of their houses for the first time in a while. The people who had to leave their houses, you know, understand that the world is exactly how it was all those months ago. But you can kind of see online the 2 different camps that people are kind of in. The camp of like, oh yeah, everything has been, it's crazy how different things have become, versus like, oh yeah, it's life as normal, except now there's a few slight precautions we take. Like, you know, there are literally people who have been hunkered away versus people who have been out there kind of living a normal life. And it's very, very fascinating for me to see that kind of difference right there. And again, the place that happens more than any other is like any big build-up of people, but it's really, really, really particularly noticeable when it comes to flying because of how paranoid everyone is in theory about it, and then how it is in practice. Like, to give an example of this, I'm flying an airline that like mandates. I think every airline mandates face masks now, which, again, like, whatever, leave that to the side. But it's kind of interesting, like, that they're like, oh yeah, also face shields, also something, 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 also this, like, the more something felt unsafe before, the more, like, steps we have to take. Steps that aren't necessarily going to make things better, but, like, if you're taking steps, everyone's like, wow, they changed something, so it must be better now. And it's very interesting about that, like, change is, again, I think change is a great thing a lot of the time. Like, how do things get better? They change from being worse to being better. Wow, that is a crazy view of the world I have right there, right? But no, for real, right? You know, things have been things change, and yeah, like that's cool. A lot of places, but a lot of those places then just like, okay, so we need to just change things. It doesn't really matter what. We just have to like have the vague justification of safety, and it's, you know, like there's been a few wacky ones, like certain places just like, oh, we've altered our opening hours, and by having fewer opening hours, we're really containing the spread of COVID. It's like, no. What you're actually doing there is you're increasing the likelihood that people come in during smaller hours. Like, I went to the bank because I had to before I went to America, and it was a disaster. I was in such a long line for such a long time. It's like, you just, you know, if my biggest concern was being exposed to a deadly global virus or whatever, you would not be assisting me with that. I feel very much the opposite of that. Okay, we've made another change. Things are going good right now, except in that top left, which, for the record, like, I didn't even see that until just now. I think we have to put it on the yellow line. This yellow line is just going to get bigger and bigger, which I guess is fine for now. Yeah, it's nothing's too awful about it just yet. Everything is going vaguely okay. We're on 700 passengers, but we're struggling so much as it is. Like, these ghost lines, like a train going from one station to another temporarily, are our only way of even surviving. I don't know how we're going to get anywhere near 3,000 people. But again, we can believe in ourselves, and perhaps that's the most important thing. But yeah, speaking of believing yourself, okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on that network. We're going to see, because there's a station we ignored for so long, we have to go up and we have to be like, okay, this is going somewhere. So we'll just take it to the square and then to the triangle. Easy stuff. But yeah, it's kind of wacky how many places just like, yeah, we got to change something of the things of it. And one of those worlds, to me at least. Oh, my train didn't actually go to its destination because I ended the line too soon. Is the whole world of flying thing. But I think everyone notices like things in their bubble more than they notice things outside of it. Like you know, like for instance, what's a thing I don't really care too much about? Actually, not most things in the world. You, my subscribers. There we go. That's what's changed that I haven't noticed. Have you grown taller? Have you aged since you subscribed? Notice how I haven't noticed that? Wow. Kind of insane if you ask me. Okay, so this will go to a triangle. Easy. And then we can have the other one. We'll make a little circular line. It'll be great. Oh god, we've got another shape we've got to add in there. I don't know what the best place to add it is, I guess right there. Oh yeah, everything is dying all at once. Everything, everywhere is dying. Maybe I just need another line. Maybe I need to start running more trains. Like I've got quite a few spare that I'm not really using. So we'll add that train going that way, kind of reversed from the other blue. We'll add a new carriage. Maybe a new line actually, yeah, I need a new line. Semi-desperately, I'd say. And, you know what, this line as well. Let's send the train going the opposite way, or like countering to the current one. Hopefully, by just having enough trains out there, we can slow down this deadly sea of collapses that are like just on my doorstep at all times. Like, look how many there are. This is going from there to there. Easy stuff. Okay, entirely empty now. This station over here needs to get to square and to triangle, I guess. Actually, let's just take everything to square. It makes... Because the square can take a lot of passengers. It's fine if there's not stuff there. And boom, now we just need to get this to triangle. Yeah, look at that success that we're pulling off right there. Oof. See, I think the new trains, if we add a carriage onto the blue line... No, not the blue line, probably to the pink line, because we need trains to get all the way out to the hospital. Alternatively, we could add a straight line from... No, yeah, there's no logic. I think I want to have a line with all my special stations. Right now, there's like a diamond and a pentagon on the yellow line. There's a red on there's the plus on the red line. There's the star on the blue line, I guess it will have to be. Like, it's a very messy setup is what I'm trying to hint at right here. And I don't really know if I can fix that. Maybe I should just cross the river, add the plus to the yellow line as well, and then add the star to it. No, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, I've got some decisions to make, and I'm not looking forward to them. All I know is that we're basically dead, and I've been surviving far too long, given the current situation. But that's fine. That's okay. Just throw another train on yellow now that it's such a big line, and hopefully that brings things back together. Yeah, that totally will. Okay, so I think something about change, right, is that most of the time people are very resistant to change, and then as soon as something goes wrong, people want changes almost like regardless of their value. Like it's very interesting change we have as humans from like, oh yeah, how things are right now, good enough, you know, like, or perfect. Some might even say, to, oh god, things aren't working. Let's change everything. Let's burn down the whole system. Like, that's something you notice with young people in particular, right? Like the current system, whatever that system is. You know, it's a lot of systems in reality, but like current system, because the world is one-dimensional, doesn't work for me. Like, why is it that you know, I've had so many recessions? Why can't I get a job? Something like that, right? Okay, this is gonna be messy, but I'm gonna put the square on blue, and then that makes an ugly line but it is a working line. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I really want to make pink into a circle, but I don't think there's a reasonable, logical way to do that, so I guess I just won't. Or maybe there is. Maybe I could link it both back through the center. Nah, that won't work either. Maybe I should just make a new line rather than living on free forever. Nah, that's not a good idea either. I think the free system is the best system. Although actually I've got a spare line, so it's kind of dumb not to use it. Yeah, if you think about it that way, I might as well set up a line somewhere. I just have to work out where. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's ugly having to do stuff like that. It seems so inefficient, but having a circle in between a square and a triangle versus next to another circle, 2 in a row, in fact, it's just much better, even if it doesn't feel much better. I think maybe the pink line could end up at the star as well. Is that smart? That seems like it's not unsmart. No, it's not. There's a circle and a square as the next 2 stations, so there's no time saved. If there was a triangle, on the other hand, that could be something. Okay, so this station right here is crowding non-stop. Like, I've had to deal with this so many times, so clearly there's something to be said about fixing this. I don't know how, I don't know why. But this station right here is a tragedy. So what do we do with that? We gotta put it towards something else, I assume? Whatever, we'll work it out as we go. So we'll put this circle into this triangle, into this hospital, into this shape right here, and then put the square in between it. Now that seems dumb, that seems ineffectual. You know what, dumb and ineffectual things. They happen all the time anyway. What's to stop them? New locomotive, new carriage, which, you know, more capacity. Seems like a good thing right now. Oh god, there's a circle all the way up there in the top left that I have no idea how to deal with, so we just won't. We'll just occasionally ferry passengers to and from it. Sounds like a terrible idea, but it is a functioning idea. And you better believe barely functioning is the only criteria I need right now. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Oh no, the train filled up, so it's not even gonna be able to stop at the second station. Okay, that's fine. That's basically fine. Bring this over to triangle. Heck yeah, look at that. Stand alive. Stand alive. Stand alive. 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 I don't know how the song really goes. I'm sorry. Actually, you know, I might as well make this a loop, right? There we go. Look at that. Got a green loop mixed in there too now. It's a very ugly green loop that doesn't seem like it serves a purpose. But I think connecting up all those stations on those lines is a pretty good one, all things considered. Maybe I'll regret that. Maybe I really will. And I think maybe I also want to make a line that goes from... Oh god, okay, and now we need this triangle in there. But it's fine. Oh, wait, actually, this would be a perfect thing for the yellow line. In between those, that triangle's a much smarter thing. Hey, look at that, we got it. But yeah, we're very resistant to change some % of the time, it seems. And the only thing that seems to be like, when people like or dislike change... Oh, we've used our last 2 tunnels on this circle. Maybe I could fix that by just adding... Yeah, I guess I have to remove this from this line. Although, if this isn't on the line, does the line even make sense? I'm not sure that it does. Whatever, so we're going to add it on that line. It's not perfect, but it's fine. I got 2 tunnels now, at least, which is important. But yeah, so like as a society, we kind of like make decisions very interestingly, I find. And oh god, okay, I think this one is going to need the carriage. And one of the most interesting ways to me is like, again, on change and like our attitude towards it, and how much it kind of, I don't know if flip-flop is even the right word, but like it changes a lot. Like our opinion on change changes only based on how successful things are right now. And I think that's and you know, like you a lot of people think like change versus not change is like left-right political, but like a lot of the poorer countries in the world are some of the more conservative countries in the world. Even though the richest country in the world by total measure, America, is like fairly conservative. Like you could also be like, well, the second richest is the most is literally a communist state. So, like as far like you can't assign it left, right politically. But in terms of like how people see the nation, how things are, it's kind of like that. A phrase that I've always heard, but I thought like, that's not really a thing until this pandemic that we've seen. Is like people are just like one paycheck away from wanting to start a riot, and it's kind of true that like if you look at how things have been, perhaps in certain places in the world, you can see the direct correlation between a rise in unemployment and protests sparking regularly. It's a fascinating thing that, like, people, you've removed their ability to function in a system. Like, once you take their like system from like, it needs some improvements, down to, oh my god, it is not functioning. It does not do its primary purpose of feeding me, my family, or whatever. You can see the crazy angles that, that's not what I wanted to do at all. You can see the very far. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to get this orange line off there. You can see the very fast turns that people take as a result of that. Okay, so this blue station right here is a giant nightmare that I have no idea how to fix. So I'm just gonna throw a train. Okay, no, the blue train's already nearby. So I guess the plan is to add a carriage to that blue train. Yeah, that's how we'll solve our problems with carriages. And in the meantime, there's 2 stations over here that are just about flooding. Somehow there's like so many cross patients just adding up at the same time. Cross in this game is clearly a hospital, by the way. I don't think it officially is, but like like what else could a cross be being that you need to like take the metro to? That there's usually only one off in a city. Actually, not. This is dumb. If you're here this video, you don't want to hear this. But in this game, circle generally represents like, place someone lives is my assumption. Triangle is like place someone has fun. Square is place someone works. And the other ones all have their own meanings. Like there's a football stadium on certain maps that I think, or like a football-shaped one, clearly for football stadiums, in my opinion. And then there's like other like weird niche little services. I think it's a fun little game to imagine at the very least what they are, even if we don't know for sure. Okay, so we're gonna make this to that to that. Temporary metro line. These temporary lines are all that is keeping us in business right now, by the way. So very glad we have them. In fact, although I might start getting new actual lines just to link up these things, because we are like, look at all the circles that have started to form right here. It's becoming a real terrifying nightmare. I don't know if this is a good plan. We'll have this be a line now, just to link those places together semi-permanently. Yeah, it works. It can get triangle to. Oh god, yeah, it vaguely works. We can get people where they want to go on that line. Although, we need that line just to keep. We need a temporary line, otherwise we're gonna die. So we'll build a line there later. For now, we solved a crisis, and that's nice. So we'll just set up another temporary one, get the train going on it, and then let go, I guess. We've got a crisis down here, a very big crisis, in fact. But let's just alleviate that. Put a train going from there to there. We've got a crisis going on over here. You might notice this game is non-stop crises, which again ties back into what I was saying. Perhaps we could say that we made things slightly better on this line, but not much better. I think we're gonna need that carriage if things are gonna go okay. Yep, second carriage. That helps with capacity in a serious way. Whew. Okay, oh wait, yellow station almost dead. I ignored it until maybe a bit too late. Okay, things are fine now. Oh, and there's finally a new triangle. It's in an awkward place, but there is now a triangle there that we can use. Oh, I think it's not even a new triangle. I think it's always been there. I just accidentally unlinked it earlier. But still, we'll pretend it's a new triangle. Get our morale up. We'll add this onto the green line, so we don't have to mess too many other things up. We'll temporarily deal with the square triangle people by sending them to a triangle and a square. And I think we're going to make it through another week. Heck yeah, 1,800 people. I didn't realize how long this game took. Like, I knew playing it like, oh yeah, you go for a little while when you get a couple thousand people. We've been going for half an hour now. It just goes to show that this channel makes no sense. Why do I sometimes upload 40-minute plus videos? I'm hoping I go for 40 minutes at least now. Of me playing Mini Metro. There's no logic. There's no sense. There's no, oh yeah, but it makes sense if you consider this, that. It's just insanity. It is just insanity. We can make the longest circle in the world if we get this blue line to loop around, which I kind of want to do now, even though I definitely should not. Yeah, in reality, adding those new stations was not probably a smart idea, but it was my idea, and so I'm going to stick with it, because that's how these things go, as we all know. Yep, move some people around, move some people around. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh, I moved a train on the blue line by accident, I think. Ah, it's fine, it just froze. Yeah, new locomotive, new line. I'm gonna need a new line. Let's be real with ourselves here. And then let's put it down. So circle here, up here, up, over to triangle here, to that square, to this circle. And then we can remove both of those from the blue line, which saves up a lot of hassle there. And then maybe we should even connect it to the star or something to make another interchange. I guess that triangle right now is the interchange. It's an ugly interchange, but it works. Yeah, maybe we should actually put the triangle on. Put this. Oh, I don't even know. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. We've still got this station down here that is not connected to anything, but if we ignore that, everything is fine right now. So just deal with that. Right here, right now. Technically okay. Take this to the triangle. Right there. Technically okay. Yep. What I love to see. Take this to a circle. Technically okay. We just need lots of technically okays. Because in life, again, I think the key lesson that you can take from the fact that people freak out over, people want changes and of any form as soon as something bad happens. I think the key lesson you can take from that, because a lot of people are like, oh, people are so fickle and it all sucks, is like all you gotta do is enough not to, like, doing okay is in a lot of cases, if it's not something you're hugely passionate about, if it's just something that is technically required of you, doing the bare minimum is sometimes good enough. It's not even good enough. Sometimes doing the bare minimum is what people are really asking you for. There's a lot of dumb, so right now let's talk about my life. One of the things that has been the bane of my existence is, I guess I can't be too specific about it, but I've been dealing with a very large company. Actually, I've been dealing with two very large companies and two separate issues related to my main YouTube channel, and they're super, super inflexible. And the reason they're inflexible is because the individuals at those large companies don't care so much about the results for the company. They care about their own results. They need to look good, so they've got a vision on what makes them look good, and they want to do that thing. And by being super inflexible with rules, by making sure that someone follows these things that will make something worse for everyone involved, but makes them look, when someone asks, how did this thing go of this YouTube, and they're like, oh yeah, we showed them. Or in another case, it's like there are specific rules for submitting a thing that I've been working on. And it's like, in the case of that thing, it's a big frustration that you get through a thing and you're like, oh yeah, here are some rules. And it's like, well, technically speaking, we have words like this that therefore disqualify you. It's like, well, I followed the spirit of the rules, and isn't that more important? I did a really good thing, and I followed the idea of the rules at least. It's like, no. Well, you see, enforcing dumb rules is something that a lot of people really enjoy. I thought about this one a lot, actually. I'm someone who thinks that I'm not. I used to be the guy who's like, yeah, all rules are dumb. You shouldn't enforce them. And there's a lot of people like that all over the place, right? It's a not uncommon position. Okay, we're gonna link into there now instead. I think honestly, square, triangle, square might not even be smart anymore. Maybe I want to get that second circle involved. We'll work it out. We will work it out. Maybe get the pentagon instead of the triangle, even. There's lots of considerations we could have. Also, there's another circle. Okay, that's fine. That network is A-okay. It is serviceable. It is serviceable. now these two circles have to stay disconnected for now. There's no logical way to put them into the network, so we just cannot. Okay, square, triangle, square. We'll just take it to a triangle. Load off all the people. Put them on there. Nice and easy. Oh, and now we gotta move people to a square, because I just moved them over there. Oh, that rhymes. That's nice. I'm gonna take a bunch of people to the hospital. That's my plan. Oh, they're not going to the hospital. Okay. I'm gonna take a bunch of people to the diamond. I genuinely cannot tell you where that is off the top of my head. Where is there a diamond on my map? Whatever, we're on 2,300 people. We are only 1,000 away now from being in the top 10 in the world. I'm excited for this. This is all I live for right now. Yeah, that's good. That's acceptable. Beyond acceptable, I might even say. Is there a second train going around green? Because if not, that is a serious oversight. I can't believe I would make that mistake. So yeah, there's a second train going the opposite of the current way. Yeah, boom. Yeah, the fact that I have one train going around a line for so long shows the minor mismanagements you get on the minor level as you go. But yeah, something like the difference between the spirit of rules and the rules of rules is something we kind of struggle with as humans, because all rules are made up concepts. All rules are just words that we say. Oh god, okay, that's technically a line. All rules are just words that we say and we enforce as much as any human wants to. We like to believe that laws are these very much set in stone, unarguable things like, oh yeah, you can't murder someone because the rules say so. But as we all know, based on the fact that there are many murderers of many ilks and types, they're like, actually, yeah, the way murder works is like, it's preferred that you don't do it. Society is a much bigger fan of you if you choose not to kill hundreds of people. But, okay, so we're gonna get a carriage. Yeah, I don't think I need a new line right now, but I definitely need a new carriage. I don't know where I need that new carriage, but all of these blinking lights everywhere tells me that maybe we should have one. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, there's a lot. Oh, my laptop. Hello. I don't have something slowed down there, but we're good. Oof, okay, so... This to here, smart stuff, takes away all the people. Now, this thing over here is causing issues. We go to a square and a triangle. Or go to a triangle and the cross, actually. And that will get people where they need to be. Now we can take this off it, and we can focus on the next tragedy that's boiling. I think we need to deal with this top left right now, but also this. Right here. Okay, that's dealt with. So now we can deal with just this triangle, assuming that the green doesn't. Okay, the triangle is dealt with. So now it's just these two circles up here. How do we deal with them most effectively, you might ask? We close off that line, and we take this just straight to a triangle, because I guess it's the second circle. It doesn't get dealt with so well. So straight to a triangle, followed by a square. Everyone gets where they want to be. Station catastrophe averted. And, oh lord, I just want to get to 3,000 people. I just want to say, I was one of the 10 best people today. I believe in myself, I can do it. But, yeah, so the fact that rules are really just things we make up. Like, that's not really New Year's 21 by itself. But then you got a question like, oh yeah, so why do we just make up rules? Why is that a thing that we do as humans? Like, even though we haven't had laws, like actual written down, these are very much always followed things. We've always had some unwritten code equivalent, right? We've always had some form, some way in which people exist, in which, not killing people has been around for longer than a modern legal system, which defines that right has, right? Okay, there we go. That is saved. I can do this. I can survive another week, I think. Okay, we're gonna put this in that line now. Oh yeah, look at that. That was an easy circle to grab. Usually the circles are a pain because you want to link them up to other circles. Not for me though. Not for me. Okay, actually wait, I've got an idea. What if we made a figure of 8 line of this circle? Yeah, okay, wait, if we... No, that's not gonna work. All my ideas are terrible, and I should feel bad as a human being about them. But yeah. So then, like, I always like to think like it's like, so why do we invent laws? Why is that a widespread thing that we've always done? Why do we restrict the behavior of others? Given that freedom is such a great feeling, and the usual answer is like, oh yeah, it's like we do the thing to hopefully make the world a better place, to stop us trading on each other. And then the question is like, okay, so we have these rules, they stop us doing these things. Why are they so important? And should we really be enforcing the minutiae of them, you know? Like, what's more important, the overall thing or the minutiae? And the actual answer, even though I don't want to admit it, is like, well, it's actually kind of both. Like, here's an example I was thinking about yesterday. Like, when I travel, I try to take public transport. One, because it makes the public transport hopefully better in the future. Oh, we don't have any spare trains, so like, it's very hard for us to actually deal with situations like this effectively. But anyway, like I was saying, there is this triangle and this circle and this. If I have a tunnel left, and I could do something like this as a line. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But again, I'm gonna need another line before I can really commit to that, I think. I can't do this because I've only got one tunnel. Yeah. So for now I just have to link all of these stations by hand. Which is gonna be the thing that kills me in the end, but we'll deal with that later. Anyway, yeah, it's but then I was thinking like, okay, when I take public transport, you know, which maybe is why I like games like Mini Metro, boom, link to background. But I like public transport. I think it's a cool system when it works. There's my controversial opinion of the day. So one of the things about that is you usually have like a card, and you have to like have this certain amount of money on your card before you can get on a bus, on a train, on a whatever magic system we've invented, whatever. But you need a certain amount on there, and like if you get on a bus and then you tap and then you don't have enough money, it makes like a red beep to let the driver know like, oh yeah, this guy didn't have enough money to pay. What an imbecile. And even if you have the money in your pocket, most drivers in places with contactless cards won't take your money. And it's like, but like, you want to get to your place. So the reality is, every time I've ever found this has happened to me, it's only been like 3 times in my life. The bus driver's just been like, you know, whatever. I think maybe once I've been like told like, didn't have the money, get off the bus, sir. But every time it's just like, whatever, like the bus driver's not getting paid based on... Okay, we're gonna grab this last line, I guess. Just so we can desperately try and link these stations to the main square. I don't know if that's a great use of a train. It doesn't feel like it's one. But it'll get something done at least. And also those stations will be properly linked up, which means at least they're like slightly less on my mind. Okay, now we have to do all the things that are directly on my mind, i.e. they're blinking at me, they're telling me we can't go any further. Please, Sire Toy Cat, you must stop the bleeding. But okay, so I found it very interesting because it's like, oh, so effectively, what you could do is you could just like tap your card, be like, oh, I don't have any money right now. I thought I did. You know, it's kind of embarrassing. And then, you know, a lot of the time you would get a free ride. An easy way if you want to ride a bus for free, if you're a sociopath out there and you want to, take advantage of that, a way you could do so quite easily, I would imagine, is okay. So we're gonna have that go there instead, and then not go there or there, and instead have this go there. Yeah, and then also we'll link in. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Oh, I'm drawing on my screen. I don't want to do that. Okay, so there's. I'm very new to recording on my phone, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. I don't imagine you can tell, but just in case you can, now you know. But yeah, so you know, like one of the things about that is like, oh yeah, so you can ride a bus for free. However, in reality, it's like a certain number of bus drivers will be harsh. You know, like, you know, either they really care about the system, they care about funding it, or maybe they just, you know, they really like rules, or maybe they, you know, they don't like the look of you and they're like, well, yeah, should have thought that before. Like, you know, they really value the rule system that's in place. Because there are a certain number of people, I would say even like my one of my parents is one of these people that is just like a stickler rule follower, thinks rules are always good all the time. So if there are rules, you should try your darn best to follow them. Also, there we go. Link that circle in there too. We have a functioning system. It is seeming. But, oh no! My point. I'll never finish it ever again. This is 45 minutes though, huh? So I got 3,187 passengers. That's an insane number. I just want to, like, I'm not allowed to pat myself on the back. Let's look at my metro progression, by the way. Imagine this is a real country that springs up a metro like this. Very uglily, I will say. Oh yeah, that's an ugly metro. Oh, you can see all the temporary green lines that got founded too. So yeah, it's just that if you ignore the temporary lines, things vaguely came together in a way that was pretty stable, surprisingly. Like, I didn't use all of my trains that I should have, and early on we had a lot more troubles than we should have. But still, we got to 3,187 people. The game took that long, and I didn't realize that Mini Metro could take 45 minutes, but today we learned. And now we go back to the menu. Like, can we submit this score? There's a screenshot button. What does that do? Oh, you can see my... Oh, that's cute. There you go. That's what my Metro looked like when it closed. So now we go back to the menu, and then it hopefully shows me what score we got. Hey, I am 16th in the world for today. So I am the 16th best Mini Metro player on Monday, the 31st of August, 2020. Isn't that a cool fact? Oh, I think actually more people played since last time. I think it was like, whatever. We did really well today. I'm proud of me. Are you proud of me? Maybe you are. Maybe you shouldn't be. Because, wow, only 16th? Why not number 1, am I right? But yeah, I'd love to do this again sometime. I really love Mini Metro. Let me know what you think. If, like, chill, build a Metro. It's a fun game for me to play, but is it a fun game for you to watch? Probably not. But as always, third channel, don't really care about that fact. Just here for fun. I mean, I'll make a solid, like, $2-3 of this video. In a way, I worked for about, let's work it out, $3, 45 minutes. Work for about $4 an hour right now, which would be less than minimum wage. We should have a discussion about that, like, is it okay to work for yourself for less than minimum wage? What if you're working for a giant corporation like YouTube that totally could afford to pay me $7, $8, what is the minimum wage in America? They could afford to pay me $8 for this hour. Why did they only pay me $4? Wow, we could talk about that and how working works sometime, but we won't do that. Instead, what we'll do is say thank you for watching. I had a nice day, and I hope all of you do as well. Or, at the very least, don't have a house fire today. I hope there are no house fires at any of your residences anytime too soon. Goodbye.